friends, family, tribe. How's everybody doing? So I'd like to make a video today talking about a download I got earlier, a memory that came through earlier. And so before I start, let me just explain the concept of time again briefly. Down here in this realm, it appears as linear time. But the higher we go up the vibrational continuum, all the way up this universe, and ultimately inside the central sun, out of this universe, the farther we get up, it becomes more circular, less linear, to where any point can be accessed. And it's all happening in the eternal now. It's all happening simultaneously. Only down here does it appear linear. That being said, we can access different times down here once we activate our DNA and our higher senses. We can access other timelines, and we can actually go back and correct certain things that will change this timeline, and we can timeline shift. So anyway, I've been shown for a while now that I have ascended this earth school in the past, and I chose to come back to answer a call that a lot of people got, a lot of starseeds got, to help the shift of this earth through this Ascension Window. So the dark forces didn't get their timeline and delay everything and harvest soul's energy in the process. Because this has happened before. This earth should have ascended in the past, and it's been delayed. But this time, they're not getting their timeline. We are. And that's why many different beings, many higher densities, have answered the call and incarnated here at this current time. And so they've I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I'll wrap back around to what I was saying. They've known who souls are when they incarnate. And you've been tracked your whole life, and you've been targeted your whole life on many different multidimensional layers, not just physical. Okay? And it goes deep. Not to get off all on that tangent, but just to quickly sum it up. Your protection is coming into your power and talking about this stuff publicly. Okay? They want you to shrink and hide, and they want you in fear. And fuck them. So, speak your truth. Operate in your mission like you came to do. And you also have to get past what people think. Because I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people who aren't awake, but honestly, their opinion really doesn't matter. And sometimes it's best not to share around certain people because they're not going to hear you anyway. So you can just plant a gentle seed. Maybe they'll get it one day. But this being said, I've been shown that I've ascended in the past in India, and I chose to come back. And I had these memories come back of, like, oh, I'm going to have to, well, I've done this before, I can do this again, but it's going to require everything I got. It's going to require absolute self-mastery. Okay? You cannot, you have to, every single thing that comes up, you have to focus on and pass that test and learn that lesson in every aspect, whatever it is. Because this realm is the hall of mirrors. Everything's a mirror, and everything is a reflection of you. And so everything will be shown. Everything that's out of alignment, every lesson to be learned will present itself. And if you don't learn it, it'll keep presenting itself and keep coming towards louder and louder and louder until you finally get the message and pass the test and And then it'll come back around a little later, like an echo, to see, have you really passed the test? You know, dangle that carrot in front of you and see if you're going to take it, metaphorically. And so the universe is going to test you, but as you pass each test and confront each aspect of self that comes up, you grow, and you come back around to things that you thought you already learned, because everything, it's a spiral. It's not just circular, it's actually a spiral, and it's spiraling up and up and up, or down and down and down, which, you know, there is descension too. That's the thing. You know, it's free will. Anyway, the memory that I got is this requires your full participation. You can't put anything on the back burner. You can't put anything on the shelf. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm seeing people around me do just that. When they know better, but they aren't doing it. You know, and no judgment. Sometimes it's hard to break these patterns, but we got to. And, you know, time is a thing down here. You know, there's this Buddha quote: "Man thinks he has time, but he really doesn't." There's something along those lines. And so, this life is the place to do the work, right here, right now. And so I would like to share a practice to where you can get back in your center no matter what's happening. Like, if you just get calm and breathe, and just imagine that, like, you're stepping into your life for the first time ever. Like, you never existed. You don't have any past or future. Like, almost like you're stepping into some new person's life. Like, all their stuff doesn't apply. Like, you're just brand new in the world, and you're gonna look at everything through a different lens, rather than carrying on these old beliefs throughout time, past and future, and into the subconscious. So, like, you just stepped into your life for the first time, and look at everything through a fresh lens. You know, that really helps you get neutral and get to your center. Now, I'd like to touch on regulating your nervous system, your emotional body, your mental body, because this is huge. If you cannot regulate your emotional body or your mental body and the chatter in your head, you're going to get thrown off, and other thought forms are going to come into your mind that aren't yours, that are external, and you won't be clear enough to decipher what's what, and then you start running those programs being worked through. It's just how it works. But if you're in a calm place where your emotional body is balanced, and there's the chatter in your head is to a minimum, right? Then whatever pops up in your head, you can view it from that neutral space and run it through your own filters and be like, is this mine? Is this something else? Is this just nonsense chatter that is just pointless? Or is this something that I need to look further into? You know? You can only do that from a very clear, calm space. And so that's number one. You got to get grounded. And you got to take care of your physical vessel. Because, yes, all this spiritual stuff is real, but guess what? We're also in a body. All right? Like, it matters. We're here, you know? So stay hydrated, vitamins, exercise, and understanding that your body can regenerate itself. Whatever diagnosis you've been given, throw throw that out the window. You can literally reverse anything and heal yourself. But you gotta love yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. You can't just think it into existence and not take the physical steps to action is important as well in the manifestation process. And then I think the last thing that I'm gonna touch on is like, more and more we come into this self-mastery and self-realization process, having all the light bodies sealed all the way up, all the different layers of the light body, having them all sealed and working in harmony. Everything's regulated, your thoughts, your emotions, and you realize I get to choose how I feel and what I think, regardless of what happens in the external. Because believe me, the universe will try to test you. And if you hold your center, then you're not taking on external stimuli that's throwing your state of being off. Because all this is a mirror. You are the projector. So if you don't like what you see, you don't try to change the mirror, you change you. And so if we're putting out the right frequency, the right thought forms, and this trickles into the subconscious. Like, I'm thriving, I'm perfectly healthy. I radiate love, joy, and peace and bliss. The tribe is coming together. The universe supports me. I am true love, and everything works in my favor. And I'm here on my mission of self-realization, lighting that light in other people as a catalyst. And then you start to see it reflected in the world, and then it affirms your beliefs into the subconscious more, and you're like, wow, everything is perfect. This whole school is to refine oneself and push you into self-mastery, and then realize, wow, we're co-creators. Creating our reality. Okay, and I'm not saying like I'm there yet. Like, there's always more work to do. There's always more refinement. Okay, the master has failed more times than the student. So you keep going. You don't judge yourself. You keep going, and you have compassion for all sentient beings everywhere, and unconditional love for all sentient beings everywhere. Anyway, that download that I got was just that I've done this before, and this takes your full participation. Your focus has to be on self-realization, not just on what's in the world around you and the stuff that most people are focused on, because this just gets people's attention and they're missing the bigger, broader perspective. Yes, this stuff in front of us matters too. It's feedback from how you're doing internally. And it's different with everyone, because everyone has different soul contracts and different lessons. So you can't compare yourself to anyone else as well. There might be some super advanced being that only came down here to work on a few things, and it might look really fucked up to somebody else. And there might be some brand new young soul who came down and was born into all this wealth and having everything handed to them, and it might look perfect from the outside, so you really can't judge a book by its cover, because you really don't know what's going on. Anyway, I would just like to wrap this video up and say, get out in nature. Pachamama is literally everything. The cosmic goddess is literally behind the veil. all the plants and all the animals and us. The divine feminine, the cosmic goddess, she's everything.